There. Thanks for stopping in. We're going to get right to the numbers this second week of October. The weather is beautiful. The market is totally bananas. I've never seen anything like this before. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the specifics of what I'm seeing across communities. Again, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. We're starting to get some questions from people, is this really sustainable? And we'll dig into that a little bit. But let's start with inventory this week. We had 59 new listings come on the market. There's some relief in that. Last week we only had 35. This week last year, 54. So it's great to finally see some inventory coming back on the market. New sales this week, we had 43 new sales, reported 70 last week. This same week last year, we had 34. 2,130 sales year to date, 1,868 over the same period of time last year. We're approaching a 15% increase in sales year over year. This week's under contracts, these are the numbers that just blow my mind. 81 properties went under contract this week. Again, to consider that number of transactions based on the small amount of inventory that we have right now, that number just blows my mind. Last week we had 70. This week last year, to benchmark it, we had 35. So almost every week we are doubling the number of transactions that we had go under contract the same period of time last year. And that takes us to the average selling price. This week it was $578,000. We reported $865,000 last week. The same week last year was $598,000, but the important numbers, the most relevant, reliable numbers of the year to date, $596,000 is the average selling price year to date this year, compared to $484,000 over the same period of time last year, well over 23%. That is my best take of appreciation this year. Cumulative days on the market, we remain at 157, up 10 from the same period of time last year, 147. I brought some notes I want to share with you. If we look at all of Hilton Head Island right now, there are 233 active listings on Hilton Head Island. There are 374 pending. So we have more pendings than we have active listings. I can't say I remember ever seeing this. And in the last 90 days, we've sold 513 properties across all of Hilton Head Island. That gives us 1.3 months worth of inventory. Scholars say that a good seller's market is about 4 months worth of inventory. A neutral market is 6 to 8 months worth of inventory. And after 8 months worth of inventory, it's considered a buyer's market. This is unprecedented. Less than 2 months worth of inventory on Hilton Head Island. The best community is the one that I happen to live in, Moss Creek. We have less than a month's worth of inventory in Moss Creek right now. Sea Pines has 1.7 months worth of inventory, 73 actives, 83 pendings, 124 closed in the last 90 days. Port Royal Plantation, 12 active listings, 17 pending, 30 closed in the last 90 days. That's 1.2 months worth of inventory. Palmetto Dunes, 18 active listings, 28 pending, 44 sales in the last 90 days, 1.22 months inventory. In Forest Beach, 13 active listings, 16 pendings, 20 sold in the last 90 days, 1.95 months worth of inventory. Never seen anything like this. The question is, can we sustain this? I have people asking me if there's a bubble. Well, it's hard to picture a bubble in this case. The only thing that I can see that could create a bubble that could burst would be the opposite, where we would be driven, this would be driven with sales, and we'd see this huge influx worth of inventory. But we're out there actively looking for new listings, and most people are just perfectly content to keep their property and have a place on Hilton Head Island, and they're really not considering selling at this point. So I don't see anything that's going to create any type of headwind right now. But if you're thinking of selling, this might be the best time ever, the best time that I've ever seen right now. And I can't imagine what the numbers could do to make it any better. If you have any questions, give me a shout. My cell phone is 843-384-3169. If you're watching on Facebook, please make sure you follow us. If you're watching us on YouTube today, please sure you subscribe to our channel and click on notifications. See you next week.